Hello everybody, it's James here with the Sawyer Family Reviews channel. Today is Wednesday, June 29th, 2022. This is the weekly comic book pickups video. Every week I buy comic books. I get them for myself, I get them for my kids. I get them at Queen City Comics in Fairfield, Ohio. Zip code 45014. If you're in the area and into comic books, check out the comic shop while we're over there. Check out the toy department. Let's jump in. A lot of stuff to cover. So there is some back issues, some current books, a hardcover, and then there's also what I've been doing with these videos now, grabbing a book off of my shelves to take you back to my days where I was infatuated with DC throughout the 80s, 90s, and the early 2000s, as I don't feel mainstream DC Comics is very readable these days. So I share the book at the end, and then I leave a link in the info section down below so you can order the book. This one actually did not come off my shelves, though, as I just said it did, but it didn't, because it just came in today. So it's a new book, but it collects stuff that I checked out back then. All right, all that makes sense. Let's jump in. First of all, back issues. I grabbed a couple of issues of ScoobyDoo Team Up for Gracie. I grabbed two for her. I grabbed the boys only one current book each, but the price kind of balanced out, sort of. I grabbed this one. So this is pretty good, featuring the Doom Patrol. So we've got $2.99. So we've got the Scooby-Doo Team Up with the Doom Patrol, and then a issue featuring Dick Dastard and Muttley. I grabbed this one because I really like the Doom Patrol, and she's seen the Doom Patrol figures on my shelves. This is written by Charlie Fish and art by Dario Brizuela. And the other one's written also by Charlie Fish, but has different art. So I thought that I would be like, okay, you recognize these guys from my shelves. She likes all the Scooby-Doo team-ups with anything superheroes, so that she's going to be fine with it, even though she may not really know who Doom Patrol is. And then I got this one as well because I'm pretty sure she's seen Dick Dastardly and Muttley in a more recent cartoon. This one's got art by Seda Temafontiamtia. I don't know how to say the names. So those are just fun. The Scooby-Doo books are always fun to grab. So we'll put those right over there. And then next up we have another Ketchup issue. Last week I got Keaton caught up on Batman Superman World's Finest up to issue 3. So then I grabbed him issue 4, which we already looked at last week, $3.99. I actually haven't read my copy yet, but man, this book is so much fun. So much fun. Mark Waid killing it on this book, and Dan Mora doing the pencils. Okay, then for this week, there's only a book for Blaze, so I grabbed him Batman Beyond the White Knight, issue number, issue 4. I grabbed the variant cover, $4.99, because this Robin cover is really, really slick. I thought that was really fun looking, so I went with it. I think it was the same price, $4.99, no matter which cover you bought. They both had this thick cover stock. And this is by Sean Gordon Murphy. It's his take on a Batman Beyond in the White Knight universe. Beautiful art. Very designs that, pay homage to a lot of older Batman stuff, like Batman 89 and Batman the Animated Series. He really loves this whole White Knight universe, so this has been fun for him. Then I also grabbed this issue of Alter Ego magazine this week because it had this Shadow Comics cover on it, and it features a pulp-style comic book Empire of a Street and Smith, and I love this stuff. As you guys know, if you know me, I love old pulp heroes like Doc Savage and the Shadow. The Phantom's not really a pulp hero, but I like those Golden Age heroes. And so the Street and Smith comics of the Shadow and Doc Savage are something I'm always interested in. I only own a couple of the actual old comics. I own reprints of all the pulps. But this is fun. This will be a fun thing. There's not a lot of info out there about the Street and Smith pulp comics, so this will be a fun pickup. This will be a fun flip through for me. These are $10.95. Alter Ego. Okay, and then we have a hardcover this week that came in. The Last Ronin Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles hardcover came in. Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird. This retails at $30 by IDW, and it's about the size, I think, of the issues. So it's got that larger format. It might be a little bit bigger than the issues were. Now, I did enjoy this series, and I wanted a collected version of it. I will say, however, that the last issue, I'm not going to flip forward too far in case you still haven't read this because it's a mystery who the Last Ronin is. I will say that the last issue was disappointing. It was, after being delayed that far, it should have been kind of flawless. They had a lot of time to work on it, and I felt like it just kind of fell flat. It felt like it's just like, oh, that's the end. Okay. Good series up until the end. Kind of feels like a one of those movies. Or it feels like a Jeff Loeb Hush type scenario where it had a really good groundwork, good fun art, good story, kept me riveted, and then the ending was just like, oh, okay. So that is that. Now, for the book this week, coming off the shelves, to take you back to my glory days of EDC, is this big beastie right here, the Question Omnibus Volume 1, which just came in this week. Look at that beautiful, beautiful cover by Bill Sienkiewicz. Yeah, so this blurb is going to explain it better than I will. In the late 1980s, 2 decades after the question was first introduced, writer Denny O'Neil and artist Dennis Cowan reimagined the character for a new era. The plot remained much the same. Gritty investigative journalist Vic Sage still fights injustice as an anonymous, faceless vigilante, but much like other seminal comic runs of that period, the question went far above its simple noir adventure premise. If you remember the question from Justice League Unlimited, I feel like it's very much inspired by this run on the book. So there's your featured additional art by Bill Sienkiewicz, Klaus Janson, Bill Ray, and more. This is the first of 2 omnibus volumes collecting the stories and letter columns from Question 1 through 27, the Question Annual Number 1, Green Arrow Annual Number 1, and Detective Comics Annual Number 1. This retailed at $100. Now, it's going to be hard for me to kind of flip through this guy. I'll kind of sit it over here. I'll sit it over here and kind of give you guys a little flip through, because these big omnibus books are hard to hold. But look at this. Look at this beautiful art. I wasn't a big Klaus Janson fan when I was a kid, or a Dennis Cowan fan or a Klaus Janson fan when I was a kid. But I've grown to really love their style. So this is the first of the 2 volumes featuring Vic Sage, written by Denny O'Neil as the question. And hopefully DC does not hose me and we actually get a second volume, because this is really, really fun stuff to read. The Question by Dennis O'Neil. Now, I will leave a link at the info section. This will be available on Amazon, and it might even be kind of cheap right now, because when the books first hit, they're cheap. Now, I want a Volume 2, so this Volume 1 has to sell so that DC goes, it's worth it to do a Volume 2. They're already advertising a Volume 2 in the back, so it would be very disappointing if they only did this first volume. But I wouldn't put it past DC to do that. So that is it for this week. If you enjoy comics, leave a comment down below. If you're reading any of these books, leave a comment down below. If you like the videos, like, subscribe, notify. You know the rest. See you guys next week. Take it easy. Goodbye.